Okay, this is with the old BIOS. We booted up the computer up to the point where it's just to the safe mode because I powered down and it's trying to recover. But this way we can see that our program or Windows isn't loaded. And the effect on the sign is such that it doesn't get any communications. You can see I'm hitting the enter key, nothing is happening. So what I'll do here is I'll go ahead and hit start Windows normally, and we'll be able to demonstrate that once Windows is completely up and we've configured our system and our services started up, that communications will resume again, because then we set the request to send. Okay, we can see now that Windows is completely powered up and our service has started because we've turned off the preemption light. And as soon as I hit enter here, we'll see now that we have regained our communications from the sign to the OCU, and indeed there's the waveforms on RS-485. Now I will update the firmware, and then I will show you what happens when it's in that state before Windows started, so that you can see the difference that the correction in the BIOS made. Okay, so here we are now with the new BIOS flashed in, and I stopped it at the same place as Windows. And you can see that the preemption is still on, so we're not talking to our device, so we know the software in here is not fully loaded yet, and that we're still prior to Windows starting up. And what you'll notice now is when I hit the enter key that communications has resumed and is performing, the OCU is performing as designed. And it's also further demonstrated by that the 485 signals are at proper amplitude and spacing. Okay, so now we'll start Windows normally, and we'll power up, and we can see that you can still, the OCU is still communicating with the sign. We still haven't fully powered up. Windows is still booting. Now, right about now, our services are loading, and it's getting ready to run our application for communicating with the 2100 and to receive sign code data. As soon as that light goes out, we'll know that we are fully running, and that we are now under control, and it's no longer the BIOS or Windows controlling it. So right now we can see that that Windows is still allowing the sign to communicate, so the device drivers are not interfering with it. And shortly here we will finish loading up, and we'll turn off the OC or the preemption. Now I know for sure that our application is running because the preemption light has gone out, and if we come in here and I select new sign code, you can see that it's still indeed with just Windows running alone we communicate, and with the BIOS running alone we communicate, and with our application running we still communicate, and we're no longer interfering with the COM on the OCU, between the OCU and the sign interface. Thank you. That concludes our demonstration.